Here we are for another wonderful video. And in this one, we're going to talk about this gentleman right here. His name is Sir Melvyn Greaves. And Sir Melvyn Greaves is a famous biologist, a doctor, a researcher, very renowned. He's been knighted, of course. And he's a weirdo. He's got a lot of weird theories, a lot of kind of genocidal theories about cancer and its origins and lots of other stuff. So I'm going to let you research that if you want to. But really, this is a very familiar personality to most of us. He has that kind of general doctor look and demeanor. So that's what this is about. It's about getting to know all the people, all the prospective um, personalities that you'll meet in the world. So here are the facial expressions and a few gestures of Sir Melvyn Greaves. Now here, he looks as if he's about to tell you in a strangely satisfying way that you have chlamydia. you know, sometimes doctors seem to really get excited about that. Oh, you have this rare disease called floptoфлумалубулin or whatever. But if you cover up his nose and his mouth as we do, he's just kind of staring into space. He's not the smartest guy. A lot of people that are really renowned for being intelligent or being particularly astute, quick, smart, high IQ, they just can focus really well. They're not particularly creative. And you'll see with this guy if you see what I see. You don't have to see what I see, but I'll show you what I see. Now, I do commend him for not shaving all the hair off of his head just because he's losing his hair. I think that's pretty vain. But he is a hairless cat, right? He's shaving all the hair off of his face. I don't see any pictures of him online where he's not, so he's been doing this probably for his whole life. But he's really quite a bland person. I'm sure there's moments in his life where he's probably pretty wild in a way that other people aren't wild at all. But he doesn't really have a lot of passion. And some people would say, hey, he's a doctor, he has to be focused, he has to be analytical, logical. But, to discover things, it takes creativity. Let's go on to the next photo. Oh, now this is one of the things he's famous for. He looks a little older in this picture, but he has come up with some remedies for childhood leukemia. And he's talking about it here. Now, he never seems overtly or outwardly, arrogant. It's a matter of fact type of way. His arrogance is something that comes with being of a high caste, a high global caste, where your supremacy or superiority over other people is just a matter of fact. And that is this vibe. So his self-assuredness, his confidence, it is what it is. And when he speaks, he looks as if he's just telling you what it is. Now, ideas can be validated in any way possible, and any possible idea can be validated and expounded upon, until infinity, which is what we have now. There's many, many different ways, an infinite amount of ways the world can be. And the way it is now is just one way. And this person enjoys it because it's his way. And that's this vibe. Okay? We're not going to talk about this guy that much. He's not that interesting. All right, here's him being knighted by another uninteresting person. I'm sorry about the cooling or heating system in the background if it's making noise. But yeah, here's him being knighted. And he's got the sword on his shoulder and he looks happy. And I don't know. The guy who's doing it just he has the same vibe. Another unextraordinary person, just kind of going through the motions. Um, let's move on. That's not an interesting picture. Here we go. Here's him giving awards to people. He's not getting awards. He's too good for that. He's giving awards because he knows everything. I've got glasses. My shirt is wrinkled. You can see that he does not really respect others. Why do I say that? Look at the way this man is dressed to give somebody else an award. He looks like a slob. You know? It's the subtle things that tell you that a person is really, truly arrogant and outrageously arrogant at that. You know, his shirt is wrinkled, his tie looks ridiculous, and it looks like it's rumpled. His suit is, his hair's all crazy, and he's looking. Uh, he's just beside himself. He loves his position, and although he knows he doesn't deserve it, he's gonna go with it. You know. Deep down, this guy knows he's not doing anything. That's why he's so excited. Look at his face. He's staring blankly. There's nothing behind there. All right, let's move on. Like I said, this is going to be quick. I've got binders. I've got books. You know, they whoever took this picture is kind of reverent of him, or maybe it's for some kind of uh, medical journal or something like that. And he's trying to tell people what it is. This is what cancer comes from. You should look up his theories. But yeah, if you cover up half of his face, you can see how blank he is. You know, there's it's really interesting. Now, there's not much to say about his posture. He moves in a very standard way. He sits in a way that reflects that he's trying to be relaxed. He's been working. He's been doing what he does, and yeah, I will say that he's being himself. I'm kind of roasting this guy. I'm sorry. It's not much self to be. All right, let's move on. Oh, here he is. I'm on the stairway. We've got lots of tables. I don't have my lab coat on, but I should have my lab coat. I'm looking directly into the camera. Look at my glasses. This is the Institute of Cancer Research, I suppose. And this person is extremely validated. There's no humility in him. And this is the first for this channel. I don't think we've ever done anybody like this. Not now. Laura Brainerd, she is a much more interesting person in that she has a bit of passion to her, you know, a little bit. Um, she's just under some kind of control of some other idea, concept, ideology. But this guy is actually, I wouldn't say originating any kind of concept, but he's responding to a natural concept with an artificial concept. So everything he does and everything he portrays is like a mirror to nature. He's like cauliflower to broccoli. Um, let's move on. Uh-oh. I think this is the last one. Yeah. So, yeah, here's him talking to the BBC about his leukemia research. But I think I included this because I wanted to note that I didn't understand why the Institute for Cancer Research has this strange flag. And I just did the video about the flags. and I explained some of their meanings, but this is a particularly interesting flag. This is, I don't know what they call this flag, but I can tell you what these things represent. So you have the homosexual LGBTQ flag on the right going up and down, down to up. And we know that that is the reversal of the chakra system or the visible light spectrum, you know. Now, it has the red at the top, which is the root chakra, the lowest vibration, and then it has the purple and blue at the bottom, which is the one that's on the crown chakra, right at the head. So, what that's saying is that the root, the genitals, the sex organs are the most important thing, as opposed to the heart, which would be the green, and the mental stability of the blue and the purple, the spirituality, the divinity, that's bottom. Now on the left we have the trans flag. Now the white, pink, blue means God, woman, man, in that order. That's their order of operations. In fact, the blue and the pink together, they believe it melds into God, which is the white, which is trans. Now, at the bottom, you have brown and black. It's always important to have that kind of colonial subjugation type of thing in this. That's very essential to this ideology. So the brown represents the so-called brown people, the Latinos, the Mexicans, the Arabs, and things like that. And then the black represents the nappy-haired, dark-skinned people, the Africans, some of the South Americans, some of the people from the islands, you know. Um, so there's always symbolism in everything that we do and everything that we say, in every way that we look, every gesture, every facial expression. And I won't get into it too much, but in a lot of sincere people, there's this kind of tongue-in-cheek thing about it because we know that we're giving off symbols and signs because through just naturally the way that we interact. You can tell things about people by the way they talk and how they sound, how high their voice is, and everything. And they may not necessarily mean to be giving off these vibes, these messages, but they know that they are. And it's kind of funny because they're not trying to control it. That's a natural thing. But with this type of situation, not necessarily with this man and his facial expressions, because he's being natural in that sense, but his essence that he's coming from is not natural. And this flag that's representing the research that he's presenting is also not natural. So it coincides, and that's why they're lining these things up. So I think I don't want to get any more into it. I think this was fine. Just wanted to kind of touch on this guy and touch on this personality, this kind of high doctor personality. I grew up around a lot of the health industry, so I'm familiar with this personality, and we've all been to the doctor. So I hope you're having a great day.